good, ladies and gentlemen? You are tuned in to SECZN Live here on a Tuesday night. And tonight, as usual, we're going to review the college football playoff rankings, and we're going to do our own live SECZN rankings. Joining me tonight, I got my guy, Vandy Chris. Vandy, Chris, how you doing? Oh, man, it's all good. Oh, man, it's all good, man. Hold on, let me get you guys back up here. And then, of course, I got my guy with the fresh cut down there, Nick Frazier. How you doing?
Doing well, man. How y'all feeling? Y'all doing all right, man? Doing great, man. Doing great. Good to be here. Good to be here. Shout out to everybody. What's going on? What's up, Vandy Chris? What's up? Auburn Taz. What's up, my God? How y'all feeling?
Man, feeling pretty good, man. Pretty good. Trying to get a little better, man. Been under the weather. So did watch a little bit of some football this weekend. What are y'all thinking, man?
I didn't watch any football this weekend, so I can't give you. I didn't really watch any games this weekend. I didn't get a chance to watch any games this weekend, for real. So I can't give you no type of, thought process. I just tell you from the highlights I've seen. I didn't get a chance to watch any I didn't get a chance to watch any games for real this weekend.
No live ones, huh?
No live games for real this weekend.
Nick, come on, man. You disappoint me. I'm going to be honest. I'm a Vandy fan. I've seen so much bad crap happen to Vandy over the years. I couldn't watch it. I could not watch the game. And then I pulled up the app. It was 20-10 at halftime, and I'm like, see? Vandy gonna Vandy, right?
Man.
Then we proceeded to put 35 in the second half, and I'm like, oh, my God. Where has this been for the last 2 weeks, right?
Man.
You missed a fantastic game. The atmosphere, I want to tell you, Auburn fans bring it. It's probably the second largest fan base in Nashville. Your fans brought it to the stadium. Our fans brought it to the stadium. Electric atmosphere. You missed a good one.
Yeah, for sure, man. It was one hell of a game, man. I'm sure you rewatched it though by now, right, Nick?
Yeah, well, I rewatched it, but not watching it.
Nothing like it live.
Yeah.
To see it in real time is just different.
Yeah, definitely. Man, so shout out to everybody in the comments. So far, we just got Dwight. Dwight says, come on with it. And said he's in here early for all the shenanigans.
Interesting.
What shenanigans, man? No, what shenanigans, man? Hey, before we get started, man, make sure you like the video. Make sure you share it with a friend, and hop in the comment section, man. Make your voice be heard, man. So we got Huggy checking in. Huggy, what's going on? The Rooster in the building. All right,
shout out to Huggy.
Guys. First and foremost, before we go any further, I want to say thank you to all the veterans out there on this Veterans Day. I appreciate your service. We appreciate your service. So if anybody in the chat or watching out there is a veteran, man, salute. Thank you. Thank you so much for your service. So guys, let's, before we get into it, let's go over here and hold on a second, and we're gonna look at the college football playoff rankings that just came out. This is week 2 of their rankings. We'll put them up on the screen there. All right. Hold on. I got blocked there. But all right, it's only gonna be there. I'll let you guys block me. How about that? All right, so college football playoff rankings up there. Not a lot of change. I still think notably that Notre Dame is getting a lot of love, but that's just me. Still got the same number of SEC teams in there. I got to ask you guys this. Let's look at these rankings real quick. Do you guys think that a 3-loss Texas team makes it into this playoff scenario?
No.
No.
Not at all. No way possible.
I don't think a 3-loss team makes the playoffs, to be honest with you.
I agree.
Yeah. I said earlier in the year that I thought a 3-loss SEC team would make the playoffs. I'm trying to find a case for that, and I think that Texas is probably the only case that is possible, so far. But they got a USF sighting up there. Not a lot of change. It's tough with these first initial rankings. Let's take a look at this. This is, of course, via On3, and it is the college football playoff bracket. So right now, let me get this guy out of the way. Sorry, guys. This is as live can be. All right. There's the playoff bracket. And what do you guys think about this so far? Just a scenario to what we have here. We got USF makes it despite them being ranked at like 25?
They're
Got
not
them
even
making it
first place in
12
the
as
conference.
yeah, they got them
Highest ranked
represented
group.
as the group of 5 champions. So
Yep. Yep.
that's kind of what throws a wrench into all of it. But
How
these
are they?
would be some interesting matchups though.
So my question is, how are they the highest ranked G5 team when North Texas is down here at 7-1, leading the American Conference, which USF is part of? Why isn't North Texas in that spot?
Because it's because North Texas hasn't. I'll put it like this: USF got a big spotlight by being competitive against Alabama. As the world was watching that game. It's not a lot of people who know how good North Texas is and how good their coach is, who probably should be on the short list for a lot of these jobs. They just hadn't had the public eye on it, I think, is why you see that disrespect there. What y'all think about these matchups though, man? Like you could potentially get a rematch. You got Ole Miss and Texas, possibly. Then you got Miami going to Texas Tech. You got South Florida going to Athens, and then you got Notre Dame going to Eugene out there in Oregon. So what do you guys think about those matchups? You think that I don't know, last year all the home teams won. So you think that's something that's gonna be repeated this year?
No, I think Notre Dame got a chance to beat Oregon.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Ole Miss beat Texas at home.
So y'all can see me.
I think Texas Tech has a chance against Miami at home, depending on which Miami you get. And Georgia USF. I'm not a fan of Georgia this year, so I'm gonna just keep praying on their downfall. So I think maybe USF can make that a game. Who knows? Alex Golders could be looking at that game as a potential type of interview, audition for another job. Maybe, I don't know, but I don't know, man. I give the edge to Georgia in the game.
Yeah. All right, man.
Fair
so
enough.
we gonna get out of those rankings, man, and we're gonna get into what we do around here on Tuesdays, man. First of all, though, before we get into that, of course, we want to go ahead and check in with some of these chats real quick just to see who's checking in the building. Let's see. We got Huggy says he's been here. He just stayed incognito. He's doing the Batman. The wife said they all on Notre Dame nuts. Yeah, man. They started early in the season though. Said we highly value strength of schedule and strength of record. With that being said, we have BYU ranked 2 spots ahead of Vandy. Man, exactly. They say that they value it, but I don't know how much they actually do value those things. He says he's with Nick. Only 3-loss team that can make it is if they win a conference.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
I like that. USF beating North Texas by like 30. Probably. I don't know if they're in the same class. I'm just speaking to the coaching job though, Will. And he says USF got 2 top 25 wins. Yeah, absolutely. And
Trying to figure
then
out who their 2 top
USF beating
25
North
wins
Texas. I don't know. I have to look at their schedule. Let's see. Let's say actually USF put BTA to North Texas. They played already this year?
Yeah, they did. USF
Maybe.
actually did beat North Texas. Yeah, they beat them by like
Okay.
21, 22 points or something like that.
Yeah,
I,
boy
yeah, I
said they
tell you,
already played.
I did not
Yeah.
see that one. So fair
I tell
game.
you, I tell you
Yeah.
the score. I tell you the score. Hold up, I'll tell you what the score was. USF versus North Texas. Yeah, they beat them
Mm.
63-36.
Yeah, that's pretty handily. It's
Blew
pretty
'em out,
handily.
you know? Yeah.
All right,
Who's Drew
so
Matchmaker playing then?
before we get into those rankings and everything, we get to the ranking stage, we always like to queue up the question of the day. Now, we've been asking football questions, right? I've been asking football questions, things related to football. This one is actually related to football, but in a different way. I just want to kind of gauge the audience, right? So that's what I'm about to do is gauge the audience. This is
Okay.
interesting. I want y'all to think about what I'm about to ask. All right.
Okay. Okay.
And here's our question of the day. Our question of the day is, have you ever, we're talking about traveling to these football games and stuff. Have you ever traveled using a map? Not GPS, but a paper map. I just want to know if you're in the chat right now. I want to know: have you ever traveled? Have you ever taken a trip? 'Cause I'm older, probably a lot older than you guys think I am, but I have actually taken a trip via map, where you have to pull out a map, lay
Yep.
it out, read the map, mark it off your route. And I'm not talking about GPS. I'm talking about a actual map.
Yep.
So yeah, so the instructions are easy. If you have traveled via map, hashtag yes in the chat for they called me Indiana Jones. And if you have not traveled via map, hashtag no in the chat. I just want to see how many people have actually done something like this because I was actually talking to somebody and I was like, man, I wonder how many people have actually been places via map. How many
I got
people
a
actually know how to use a map?
I got a better one for you. If
What's
you
that?
don't know, yeah, nobody knows this except people that's like close to me. But I'm an Eagle Scout. I got my Eagle Scout right when right when I got into right when I finished ninth grade. I did
Right.
my Eagle Scout project, did Eagle Scout and everything. Have you ever used a compass on a map? And do you know
I,
how to deliberate where is true north on a map using a compass?
I know how to use a compass, but I've never actually used one to travel,
Mm,
if that
okay.
makes sense. I've never actually used one to actually travel, but I
Had to
just
use
think it's in.
had to use it a couple of times
That's
in the woods.
like in real life though, like in a real life scenario. Have you
Yeah.
ever had to, or just like it's just like we
No,
going camping and we need a compass,
no, it
or
was a real
like
life scenario. It was a real life scenario where it was part of it was literally part of our well, order of the arrow. In order of the arrow, you have to do certain things. And
ah
we had to use a drop you off somewhere, you had to find your way back.
mm, that's interesting. That's interesting, man. Yeah, I don't know if I'd been able to do that, man. I don't know if I can use a compass that well. Uh, I was actually in the Boy Scouts. I think I got one badge.
One merit badge, that's it.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Come
I did
on,
one.
man.
I did like one parade, and that was it. It's
Oh
like,
man.
You didn't learn
Oh
how to
man.
tie a knot? Come on, man.
I actually
I
won that
already
time.
I already knew how. I already knew how to tie a knot.
That should have been an easy merit badge then, man.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that should have been a good
I,
one
di-
right there.
I didn't even make it to the part where you try out for Mary badge. See, I don't even know how it works. I literally got the uniform. They gave me the first badge. We did the parade, and then I didn't come back to another meeting after
It was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
done.
know. It was something. I don't know. But let's get to our ranking stage here, man. Uh, let's get that pulled up. All right. Here we are, week 12, man. This season is moving right along, man. We are moving right along. So guys, we have our method of picking who goes first on this show. And let me pull it up here just a second. One could be more prepared. But I am not one. All right. And let's get the names up here. And we'll pull up our handy dandy voting apparatus. Boom. All right. And we'll go ahead and give it a spin. Let's see who we got. So, going first, picking the first team here. This actually should be pretty easy list, I think. When I was doing mine, I was like, man, this might be a really simple one. Looks like Nick Nick Frazier. This is 2 weeks in a row he crossed his.
Yes.
Got the first pick. Got to try that next time.
Yes.
All right. All right. So we'll go ahead and get Nick off of there. And then we'll pick between me and Vandy Chris. Who goes next?
Y'all, this is just a 2-man race, and I'm not physically gifted enough to win a race right now. So if Tez doesn't win this, he's slow.
Uh-oh. It's Vandy Chris. All right, man. So that's our draft order. So it's gonna be Nick. It's gonna be Vandy Chris. Then it's gonna be me. And just before we get too far along, let's make sure we put up the rules so everybody knows what we're doing, especially if you're new here. First of all, first rule, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And what we're doing here is draft style rankings, right? Each panelist will get a pick, and we'll do that in draft style order. Once all 10 top spots are filled, the remaining teams will stay on the sideline for their week. If a team loses to a group of 5 team, they lose their logo, they get replaced by that team until they win the SEC game. And that's why you see UAB up there, not Arkansas. And you only want to poor Arkansas. It don't look like they're gonna do it. Looking at that schedule, but
it doesn't.
But here's the important part: only consider what's been put off on the field this season, not last season, not what's to come next season, and of course, no favorites. Right? No favorites, absolutely no favorites. So let's get right back to our ranking stage here. And we'll go ahead and get you put on the clock, Nick. I don't think it'll take you that long. I can kind of tell you where you're already going, but let us hear it, my guy. Who you got first pick in our Week 12 draft?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't even need. I don't even need to give an explanation for it. Give me those Texas A&M Aggies. Keep moving along. Potentially look like they probably about to make the SEC championship game, and for the first time. So that'll be interesting. That'll be good. So yeah, give me Texas A&M at 1.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's probably not gonna be much movement for the first 5 or 6 of these things. Maybe this entire list, honestly. But Texas A&M, man, until they get beat, you know, you can't necessarily take them out of that number 1 spot. And now they're starting to beat teams handily. What they did to LSU, going at Missouri and winning like that. South Carolina game is still, I think, could be a tough one for them, but then you got at Texas and all. That's always a rivalry. But you see it, number 4 offense in the SEC, number 6 defense in the SEC. This team is playing well. What you got to say about that, Betty?
Yeah, pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Marcel Reed is a problem.
Yeah, absolute problem. And Cassius Howell on the defensive end, man. They are playing some good football right now. I can't take nothing away from Texas A&M. What's interesting about Texas A&M, man, is man, you know they struggled to start the season, right? Against those 2 group of 5 teams. They didn't look well at all. Didn't look like they could stop the run. But you know, as they went along in the season, they've got better every week. It got better every week, seemingly. All right, so we'll move on along, man, and get to the next one. I think I can probably guess where you're going with this one, Vandy Chris, but let us hear it, man. You got it, number 2.
All right, at number 2 in this week's SEC draft for the top
Right.
10 teams. Yours truly will take none other than the Alabama Crimson Tide.
All right.
My reason for doing
right.
so, head-to-head competition has to matter.
Right.
I picked them over Georgia because they beat them head-to-head.
Right.
You cannot. You have to put head-to-head competition in factor when two teams are equal in every other metric. Head-to-head matters. Alabama beat them. They get that spot. Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think we all kind of got these the same. I don't have any pushback on that. What can I say, man? This team is playing well. Surprisingly, that defense is getting a lot better. Top 3 in the SEC as of right now. They didn't start the season off like that. They're getting better and better every game. Offensively, you kind of think that they'd be more than 8, but I answer me this, man. With all the question marks that they had on that team, well, I ain't gonna say all the question marks, but like the directions they could have gone with that team, where do you think they would be without Ty Simpson playing the way he's playing right now?
Probably a 6-3 team right now.
Yeah, he's damn near everything on offense. They're not really running the ball very well. The receiver play is, it's average. They fast, they athletic, but it's a little slightly above average receiver play. Man, this dude. No, I don't even think a lot of Alabama fans saw just this coming. To where maybe they thought he was gonna be good, but I'm talking about where we are dependent on him to win games. Like if he doesn't play, we're in trouble.
Let's look at the games. You look at Vanderbilt would have been a different game if he wouldn't have played in that game. Just by moving them down the field and getting them in position in the second half to get them in field goal range to kick field goals, because Vanderbilt's defense did pretty good against Alabama's offense in the second half. Granted, that last touchdown scored didn't come. I'm gonna keep saying this. It was not scored until 17 seconds left in the game. That last touchdown was for Alabama. You look at South Carolina game. South Carolina game might be different. So those are two losses right there that you're looking at that potentially could be different, and potentially the Georgia game could possibly be different as well. So that's 3 losses, 3 potential losses that could be there if he's not playing in that game. So yeah, I mean, you easily could be looking at a team that's 6-3, 5-4 right now without him on the football field.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I will say this: even with him playing, if they make the proper call in that South Carolina game, Alabama loses.
Agree.
Because he very clearly stepped out of bounds on that touchdown pass. Should have been out of bounds. Should have been running another play, and there's no guarantee that they would have scored. So, I personally think they should have lost that game.
I think they should have made the kicker try to make a field goal, in my opinion. instead of South Carolina letting Alabama score with 30 seconds left on the clock, they should have made the kick. Yeah. They should have made the field goal kicker try to make that field goal.
But that's what I would have done. But that's me looking back in hindsight. But even in the moment, I was like, why are you not kicking the field goal? That was a little weird. All right, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my pick out the way. I think you guys probably know where I'm going with this. You tell me where they're at in your list, but the Georgia Bulldogs at number 3. I really, really, really debated putting Ole Miss in this spot because Ole Miss is playing good football. But the only reason I got them ahead of Ole Miss is because of the head-to-head matchup, right? Yeah. So what can I say? Same thing we say about Georgia every week. Solidly coached team. You see that defense creeping up there too. Well, they've been consistently at the top 4 in the conference, only allowing 310 yards. The only blemish on their record is against Alabama. So definitely, they're a tier below them, and then that's kind of where Ole Miss kind of sits too. Is that head-to-head matchup against Georgia is why I got them up under them. Now, there's been some close calls in Georgia's schedule that, man, maybe you could give them a knock for, but I think that just speaks to some of these other teams. You know, the Tennessee game in particular was one that we all know that, you know, Tennessee came out and they were clicking on all cylinders. And then
Yep.
second half of that football game, as Georgia has done throughout the last couple years, since Kirby's been there, they pretty much shut that down. Even that Florida game was pretty close too. Um, so man, I got the Georgia Bulldogs right there. What do y'all got to say about that one?
Yeah, the only reason why I don't have Ole Miss ahead of them is because of the head-to-head. You know, that's the only
Right.
reason why. Other than that,
Same.
I would definitely have Ole Miss. I would definitely have Ole Miss above Georgia, and I would probably put. If we want to be serious about it, you know, we'll see this weekend because they play each other. I mean, just the way Texas has been looking, you know, these past couple of weeks, you probably would put Texas ahead of them. Just how they have been looking. I mean, and there's an argument you could put Vanderbilt ahead of them, depending on how Vanderbilt plays sometimes. But I mean, right now, not gonna make too much of a mess of it because definitely you got a couple of games. I'm telling you, these last couple of weeks of the season, this list could look drastically different when we
it's
get
getting
to this
interesting.
last ranking. You know, so we'll let that happen. And it could start this weekend, but I'm okay, me personally, with having them at 3 right here and seeing what happens this weekend.
Yeah. If this was a conversation about playing better football, I would put Ole Miss as 3 on this list,
Yeah.
for sure. Because Ole Miss is playing like I'm telling you, Ole Miss is a dangerous game. Like you do not want to draw Ole Miss in the playoffs. You just don't. That's not a team that you're looking forward to playing. If you have to go to Oxford first round of the playoffs and play Lane Kiffin the way they playing football right now, you don't want that. So like I got a ton of respect for what they're doing down there at Ole Miss. So guys, right now let's go ahead. Let's check back in on our question of the day. Again, this question was an interesting one. And it's because, you know, we're traveling to games, it's rivalry week. We're getting into a lot of moving and shaking. And my question is simply, have you ever traveled using a map? Right? No GPS, you know, I mean a map. Unfold it, put it on the dashboard, read the map, get from point A to point B. Have you ever done that? If you have, hashtag yes in the chat. And if you have never traveled via map, you've only traveled via GPS or knowledge, hashtag no in the chat. This is interesting. There's a lot of people saying we got 4 votes saying that hey, they've actually traveled via map before. I would ask those 4 people to put their age up there, but I don't want to do you guys like that. but yeah, this is an interesting one because I wonder when how close do you or how let me ask y'all this regarding this question real quick. How close do you guys think that we are to a point where there are more or do you think or we're at that point already where there are more people who have never traveled via map than there are people who have traveled via map?
Easily, yeah.
So there's more
We're
GPS
getting there,
babies
yes.
than there are not.
Yes, we're getting there quickly.
That's wild to think about. That's wild to think about. Just think about it though. You getting ready to go to a college football game on a Saturday. I'm here in Alabama. Let's say I want to go and, you know, go to a Kentucky game, right? And now, of course, you could just type that in and type in Kroger Field, take you right there to the front doorstep. But some of you may not know that there was a time where you couldn't do that. You had to actually go to the store, get a map, unfold it, find Kentucky on it, and plot your course all the way to your destination. So yeah, hashtag that in the chat. I'm interested to see how many people have actually traveled somewhere via map and how many people have never traveled via map. That's interesting.
And
All right, so let's go ahead.
If you didn't go to the store to buy a map, you went to the rest area and picked up a free one.
Right. Yeah. All right, man. So let's get back to these rankings here, and we're back at Nick at number 4, man. Tell us, Nick, who do you have as the number 4 team in the conference going into week 12?
We've already talked about them. Ole Miss. Ole Miss at
Ole
number
Miss.
4. Yeah, Ole
Okay.
Miss, really good team. Defense get stops when needed. Offense has been with Trinidad James in there, the D2 transfer has just been humming along. Kyron Lacey running the football pretty well. Lane Kiffin, it looked like he potentially has his team in the playoffs. Even if they lose another game this season, I think they still in the playoffs. But yeah, I look at this and I say, yeah, I mean, well, you can't go wrong with this team. This team is looking primed and ready for hopefully a deep playoff run from what it looks like. So yeah, I got Ole Miss at 4.
Yeah, what you think about that one, Vandy Chris?
I agree 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Like I said, I made a case that they could possibly be higher than that. Just got finished making that case, but with the only blemish being Georgia, I think you got to put them behind there. But statistically, man, number 2, this is the team. This is the stuff that when you look at them on paper, number 2 offense in the SEC is amazing. Number 7, I know 7 is not top 5, but when we start looking at some of the good defenses in the conference, a lot of them aren't high. Like Texas A&M's defense, I think is maybe 8th, 9th, somewhere around there. And we consider Texas A&M to have a good defense, but yet we look at Ole Miss and say that they don't have a good defense. So like this is the stuff that I'm telling you, championship teams are made of. Those type of numbers win you a championship, right?
And another thing about this Ole Miss team, there's been a lot of off the field noise since before the Oklahoma game.
Yeah, regarding Lane,
all it's done is galvanize the team, right? They could easily have gone off the rails, and they haven't. And that's something to be said for the type of team this is, that you don't let the off the field noise come in and throw a wrinkle into things.
Yeah, absolutely. That's outstanding point. All right, so we're gonna move along, man, and then we're gonna go to the next team, which is number 5, and that my friend falls on my guy Vandy Chris. Vandy Chris, tell us, who do you have at number 5 on this list?
So it gets really, really easy here. All of the one-loss teams are gone.
Right.
So now you start looking at the 2-loss teams. And I call this the Alabama rule. Head-to-head has to matter, right?
Okay.
Right.
My number 5 team is Texas.
Texas.
They've beaten both Vanderbilt and Oklahoma, who are 2-loss teams as well. They've beaten both of them. By the Alabama rule, head-to-head has to matter. Texas is a must at number 5. And the way they've played their last 2 games, I think their offensive coordinators found something, hitting them quick routes over the middle with Arch Manning. It's helped their offensive line kind of get back on their footing a little bit. And their defense is nothing to play with at all. Number 5 in the SEC, that's a legit football team and getting better every week.
Yeah, that's where I had them too. I had them.
That's
at
where I got them at
5.
too. Literally number 5. I got them at 5 too. Yeah.
Yeah, and for a lot of the reasons that Vandy Chris said, man. Listen, that Ohio State game at the beginning of the year. We're looking at that a lot different. When it happened, we said, "Hey, man, that's a good loss." But now looking at it, if you look at that right now, that's one of the best losses in the country. Like it's almost like it didn't happen. We know it happened, but man, what does that mean now to this team? Like people look at this team like a one-loss football team.
And if you look back at that Ohio State game, look what Julian Sands has done. He's completed 80% of his passes, and they held that team to 14 points.
100% correct.
A scary thought if Texas A&M gets hot and gets on a streak here.
Yeah, it looks like Sark has found like a rhythm with this team and kind of what they do well. I think maybe he kind of bought into. I don't know, when you have a player as high for profile as Arch Manning, you kind of probably put a little bit too much on his plate at one time. And he's been sitting, so you probably figure he can handle it. But you see, like they kind of scaling things back. An interesting stat was in that Vanderbilt game. I think I said before, in that Vanderbilt game, at one point he had thrown for 146 yards, and uh, 141 of them were after the catch. So he had only thrown for 5 air yards. So like they clearly made it an effort to get the ball out of his hands and to get it to the playmakers. So kudos to Sark for figuring that out and not just being stubborn and stuck in his ways, and like we see from some other coaches. Um, it's a testament to how good of a coordinator he is, for real, for real. What you guys say about that one, Nick?
No, I'm with it. That's why I got him at. I got him right at 5, man. I'm telling you, you see Texas and the way they've been playing. At least for the past 2 weeks, you see them being a team that a lot of people thought they were going to be from the beginning of the season.
Right.
You kind of see that, and you kind of see them. I don't know if it's just the late season surge, and they're just trying to, and they're looking at it as well. Okay, we have pressure. If we lose one more game, we potentially out of the playoff race, something like that. But team still has a lot to play for, and they still have a lot of big games down the stretch that they have to play against. They got a big one coming up this weekend that could really change the rankings moving forward next week, and the college football playoff rankings as well. So I look at this team and I say, man, they have an opportunity to come in here and really mess some stuff up. And right now, from the way they playing, I got them sitting right at 5 is where I have them at. So everything that y'all say, I agree with.
Yeah. All right. So since we all kind of agree with that one, man, we're gonna go ahead and move this show along. Let's get us back to the ranking stage. All right, so here's the halftime part of this show. We kind of take a break and then we take a look at some of these chats. First of all, man, let's go ahead and check right back in with our question of the day results before we get into that. And again, this is always open. You guys can always vote. If you cannot vote on this because you're not a member of the collective, I'll tell you how to join in a second. But let's take a look at the question of the day. The question of the day is, have you ever traveled anywhere via map? Rivalry week is coming up. You're going to have to get on the road. What happens if your GPS stop working? You're trying to get to Penn State on the road. What happens if your GPS stop working? Or they decide to turn it off? What happens then? Can you go and navigate your way to your destination via map? Can you stop at a rest area, a convenience store, grab a map, and make it to your destination? How many people have actually had experience do that? If you're in the chat and you have traveled via map, hashtag the word yes for They Called Me Indiana Jones, and hashtag the word no for Do Maps Have Siri? We got a lot of yeses in the chat. I'm gonna have to pull. Listen, I'm gonna pull up on y'all with a map and see if y'all can actually read one. Don't be just saying that.
Okay.
We got a lot of yeses, man. That's interesting though. So let's check back in. Go ahead.
To even make the question more interesting, for the ones that voted yes, did you do it alone? Or did you have a navigator sitting in the passenger seat reading a map for you?
Yeah. So did you have like an assistant, or you just by yourself? Could you get it done? We got Auburn Thaw, who is formerly Fire Freeze. He's saying that he was driving before smartphones existed. Man, yeah, me too, man. I hate to say that, but yeah, I was. Let's see what Dwight's saying. Dwight said he used street signs and sense of direction. All right. Let's see. So got Auburn Thaw said he did delivery. So yeah, he definitely in the early 90s. If you're doing deliveries, you definitely know how to use a map. Probably better than most of us. So he got his list here. Let's take a look at what he got. He's got TAMU, Bama, Georgia, Ole Miss, and then you got Texas, Vandy, OU, Missouri, Tennessee, LSU. All right. I mean, that's a solid list, I must say. I'm I actually have a team on my list that has not been ranked before.
Yeah, me too. I do too.
If I get that pick, you guys will see it. So Arkansas is just gonna be UAB to start. Hey man, look, they've had all the opportunities in the world. Hopefully they don't end the season and we have to put UAB up there at the beginning of next season. Let's see. We got this is Bubbly says again. So Arkansas. Oh no, it's the same thing. No, the top two are pretty clear. Then it's pure chaos. And then he says Ty might go number one in the draft. Yeah, best processor in the country. Yeah. I mean, and then I'm telling you, man, the NFL is about measurables. He's got the measurables too. So to go along with the success, yeah, I can see him going extremely high in the draft for sure. What you guys think about that, man?
So I actually watched Indiana Penn State, and they were talking about a poll that had been done among NFL GMs, and they actually list Fernando Mendoza as the number one NFL ready quarterback.
He's making plays now.
Auburn could have him.
He's making plays now. I can't take anything from him.
Right?
Yeah, he's making plays now. I don't know. As it get closer to the draft, I haven't actually watched a lot of Mendoza other than just like highlights from big games. And when he does something well, I see the highlights. I haven't actually sat down and watched him like for a full game, so I can't make an assessment.
He's cold.
Yeah, I believe it. So we got Bubba's list up here. Bubba says he's got A&M, Bama, UGA, Ole Miss, Texas, OU, Vandy, Tennessee, Missouri, LSU, and then he's got all 16. He's got Mississippi State, Kentucky, Arky, AU. Then he's got Florida, and then he's got he made sure to put the East on South Carolina there. So what do you think about Bubba's list, man? I think Bubba's list tracks about where most people's list is going to be.
We'll see when we get towards the end. We'll see when we get these last five in.
I'm not sure I would have Arkansas ahead of anybody at this point.
Yeah, me neither. I got them at the bottom, to be honest. All transparency. All right, Dwight's list is up. Dwight's got Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Vandy, Oklahoma. Texas, Vandy, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Missouri, and Florida at the end there. So he's tracking along with us right now, but it's gonna get interesting as we go further along. James Cloud checking in. What's going on, James? Dropping this list. He's got Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas, Vandy, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Missouri, and LSU. A lot of similarities throughout these lists, man. It's gonna be interesting. Let's see. Travelpreneur Sports Podcast. Go check in with him. Salute, my guy. Slugged up Durkin in the chat. What do you know? He says, I'm a man. So yes, I've traveled by map. That's funny. All right. So if you guys, we're checking in with our question today. Have you traveled by map? Of course. And we got our votes in the chat so far. We got 6 people who have voted. It's a lot more of y'all than in the chat, man. So make sure you're making your voice known. Hashtag yes if you've traveled by map before. Hashtag no if you haven't traveled by map before. And if you can't hashtag and vote anything, it's because you're not a member of the Keyboard Collective. And the way you do that is just subscribe to the channel. And as always, the collective is always... All right. Yeah. So make sure you guys, if you want to be in the collective and have your voices heard, make sure you just hit the subscribe button and you're in. It's a real simple application to become a part of the collective. Guys, I know we are anticipating the second part of this list, right? But I got something that I want to share with you guys tonight. All right. This is the people in the chat. If you are in the chat right now, you're about to get an exclusive look at something that I've been working on. So I got a little snippet, a little trailer for a video that I've been working on of something that I've grown passionate about, and that is ESPN, Disney, and the dispute. So I, in all transparency, I really wanted to have a conversation about this, and I probably still do that. But I went down the path of trying to make an informational video, and it's turned into something that's taken a life of its own. So I'm gonna premiere that uh, right now in a segment that I like to call Tez Talks, and there'll be more of these throughout the season. So you guys check this out. Let me know what you think. Be nice, because I'm sensitive. All right. So there was a time where Saturdays felt different, where you didn't need a bunch of passwords or a $70 subscription service just to catch a football game. But somewhere in between the commercial break and the kickoff, the remote control changed hands. You might have missed it because it was quiet, it wasn't loud at all. Disney, they quietly brought their way into our living room, one broadcast deal at a time. So this is how ESPN and the SEC became the crown jewels in a much bigger plan, and what that means for the rest of college football. There you have it. All right, so quick short trailer. I got this. I'm working on it, man. Trying to get through it. It is turning to a task, actually, but it's something that I think you guys will enjoy. And I'm telling you guys, this TED Talk series, I'll do more subjects. So if there's something that you want me to tackle in detail, because you guys haven't seen the video yet, but I actually go into a lot of detail about the subject in a very fun and creative way. If there's a subject that's SEC football related that you guys would like to tackle for me to tackle in the chat, please put that in there. I am taking suggestions and see how often I can put out one of these. I know I'm already going to do a full SEC review at the end of the season about how the season went. So there's that. If there's like traditions or anything like that that you guys want to see, by all means, throw those in the chat, man, or you can, shoot them to an email at info@SECZN.com, and I'll get them and I'll consider them and I'll see what all I know about them, what research I can do, and I'll see what I can put together, man. This should be a fun journey. So just initially, man, what you guys think about that?
It's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. That's what it's going to be. Can't wait to watch it. Can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, what about you, Vandy Chris? You like that, man? I think he's mute. I think he's on mute.
He on mute. He on mute.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, now I hear you.
Yeah, I like where that was going. I can't wait to see more.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. So yeah, like I said, man, I think it's just something. I don't know if I say this, if you guys know me, like if you know me, if you had a conversation with me, I kind of talk like that. Like I kind of like talk in the story. So it's something that I think would be cool for me to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, if you guys have anything that you want me to tackle, not just the cliche stuff, Iron Bowl or this or that, like something with some depth to it, by all means, shoot me a text of an idea, man. If you want to work with me on some stuff like this, that'd be dope. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a new path for some more things to come on this channel, man. Especially as we get towards the off season. All right, so we're gonna get back into it though. We're gonna get right back into it at the number 6 pick, which falls on me actually.
Mm-hmm.
Me with the number 6 pick.
Mm-hmm.
I have. Let me see here my list. All right. So number 6, I'm gonna go with Vandy Chris's favorite team, Vanderbilt Commodores.
Yep.
Got them at number 6. And listen, make no mistake about it. That was a tough win that they went out there and got at home against Auburn. I know Auburn's not highly ranked, but if you watch that football game, you know that man, Vanderbilt needed all 45 of those points to win that football game.
Yes, they did.
Yes, sir.
And they went out there and did it in a fashion that they're not normally. That it's not normally how they win football games. Auburn was pretty stout against the run. Vanderbilt decided to spread the football around and let Pavia either scramble or throw. He seemingly picked the right decision almost every time. I've contemplated putting them above Texas. I really did, but that head-to-head matchup and the Alabama loss, of course, excuse me, is in their way. But man, Vanderbilt, I'm telling you, that's another team in the come playoff time.
Yep.
If you have to go to Vanderbilt to play them, man, you do not want to draw a Vanderbilt. So what do you guys think about that one? I know you like that one, Vandy Chris.
I like that. My concern is the defense the last 2 weeks hasn't looked very good, but a lot of that's what we faced in those scenarios, right? So we went into Texas. We went with the Mississippi State and the Kentucky defensive game plan. Blitz on every play, get in his face, try and force the action with Arch Manning. Texas picked up on that. They started hitting them short crossers. It made our defense look really, really suspect. Well, Auburn was a little bit different. We had no idea what to expect from Auburn coming in there. We had an idea that they'd make a quarterback change, but what were they going to do with it? Were they going to try and run RPO, try and get the running game going? Were they going to spread the ball out, hit the wide receivers down the field? We had no clue what we were getting into in that game. First half, Auburn absolutely exposed our defense. So if I had a concern for Vanderbilt, it's the defense and the middle of the field passing game. I think the bye week has come at the perfect time. So I'm ready for the bye week. It came at a perfect time. Get us healthy for a week for the stretch run of the final 2 games. I personally would put Oklahoma here just because they have a better defense.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think about that, Nick? Would you put Oklahoma in that spot? Or do you have first of all, do you agree with it? Do you have Vandy right there?
That's why I have Vanderbilt on my personal list. I have them at 6. And since I'm the next pick, you can probably go ahead and just put it there. I have Oklahoma at 7. Is what I have there. So I mean, you can interchange them if you want to, but I give when I look at that team, when I look at what I think Pavia is a difference maker. That's the reason why. That's the reason why I gave them the edge over Vanderbilt. I mean, I gave Vanderbilt the edge over Oklahoma because I think Pavia is legitimately a difference maker on the football field. Defensive wise, I understand what Vandy Chris is saying that the defense has regressed some in the past couple of weeks, but still, you have guys like Martell Height. I apologize, Martell Height. You just went up against the best. You just went up against the best wide receiver in the SEC. I'm sorry. That's all that was. It's nothing personal, sir. It was nothing personal.
Yeah.
But you still got guys like Randall Fontenette over there on that defensive side of the ball as well for Vanderbilt. I mean, Vanderbilt is no joke. They still can play. They still can control the game how they want to. I agree with Vandy Chris. I think the bye week has come at a perfect time for Vanderbilt. Rest up. Get that rest, get that, get refocused, get mentally refocused, mentally recharged. And I think you see the team that everybody saw at the beginning of the season come back as long as they can stay healthy through this bye week. Yeah, man. But Oklahoma, I put Oklahoma right there behind them. I mean, because Mateer has not been healthy. I think he came back too early from the surgery. They saying he okay. We'll see. Maybe he'll progress down the line. They have a big game this weekend as well. Torrey Blaylock has been running the ball very, very well for Oklahoma the past couple of weeks as well, which is something that a lot of people have been saying Oklahoma can't do. I think the past 2 games that they played before they had a bye week this past week. So the last 2 games they played, he has had over 100 yards rushing in the game in those games as well. Yeah, Oklahoma's defense is legit. Oklahoma's front seven is legit. I still believe that they back end is suspect in some ways. I see Dwight in the chat saying Pop is not a passer. He threw for over 350 yards against Auburn this past week. Uh, drop Auburn from being a drop Auburn from being a number 4 ranked defense to number 9 in the
Yeah,
conference.
I saw that.
So no, I think the man. I think he can throw the football. I think he can throw the football well enough to help his team win. He doesn't have to be, John Elway or Dan Marino out there. He just has to be good enough for his team to win. But nah, I have them. I have them right behind Vanderbilt.
I mean, I've got them right there too. Exactly where it lands. Of course, I do because I think. Well, you got Nick. You made the Oklahoma pick, but that's where I had Oklahoma on there too. I did kind of tussle with these two teams just because like you said, they're both good football teams. Two lost teams. I guess what does it for me, the reason why I gave Oklahoma the nod is, like you said, because of that defense. But yeah, I could see a very good case for Vanderbilt being ahead of them. But like I said, like I gotta go when I'm picking teams. If it's close, I'm going with defense every single time. It's common rule. I'm going with defense and number 1 defense in the conference. Now they've given up points when they play offenses. So they've given up some points against Ole Miss. Giving up some points against Tennessee, but they played well enough offensively to actually make up for that. So I got them right there too. Vandy Chris, you got them right there at 7-2, or you got any pushback on that?
I had them flip flopped, but
Okay.
I'm reading these comments from Dwight over here. Diego Pavia just threw for 365 yards against Texas. Had 406 yards in total offense. He just had 377 yards passing against Auburn. I mean, what does he want from the guy to be considered a passer? He's completing 70% of his passes. He's got a 4-to-1 touchdown rate. He's got over 20 touchdowns throwing the ball and only 5 interceptions. I don't understand where he's not a passer. That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, he's not known as a passer just simply because of what they did last year.
He's electric in the run game. I think he's the best quarterback. Now, hear me when I say this and don't take it out of context. I think he's the best quarterback in the country at reading the defensive end in the run game and seeing when he's crashing and when he's not, when to pull and when to give. I think he's the best in the country at doing that. I don't think he's the best quarterback overall, but being able to read that defensive end in the run game and knowing when to pull and when to give, I think he's number 1 in the country at that.
What's weird about Pavia though is like when he throws the ball, it doesn't. It almost like there's no zip on the ball at all. Like have y'all noticed that? Like when you see him throw like outs and stuff like that, it seems like the ball just it's like it's floating out of his hand. But he doesn't throw like, you know what I mean? He doesn't. A lot of time the ball isn't in harm's way. It's kind of weird. I'll put it like this: if Diego Pavia was 6'4", he'd be the number 1 pick of the draft, hands down.
Yes.
It's just that the guy is 5'9", 5'10" on a good day. And no, that's not NFL measurables. The league doesn't care about. We've seen it. Like they don't care about what you put on the field for real. And especially, what he has going for him is he's doing it at Vanderbilt, but he's a very short quarterback. He doesn't have the measurables, so to speak. But man, he's electric. I can't take nothing away from him. So let's go ahead and get to the next pick. So that would be on Vandy Chris, actually. So at number 8, who you got?
I got to be honest here. I hate to do this. I absolutely hate to do this because it's my most hated team in the history of the team. But you can't look at that number one offense in the SEC, a top 5 offense in the nation, the number one rated quarterback in the SEC, and not put Tennessee at number 8.
That's exactly where I have them too.
Literally, we're into the 3 loss teams now. You got 2 of them with Tennessee and Missouri.
Yep.
Tennessee's offense is light years ahead of Missouri, and I think their defense has gotten better over the last 3 games. It absolutely has gotten better. So I got them at 8.
You have no argument for me there. There's nothing else I need to add to that. That's why I have them at 2.
Yeah, that's where I got them on my list. I don't have no pushback to that. I think that's fair for Tennessee. Like you said, number 1 offense in the conference. The defense. What's funny about this defense is they're not that bad.
But they number
Like
15th
they're not 15th in the SEC bad. Like they lead the conference in sacks. Like they're very opportunistic. But when you see that on paper, a lot of people probably think like, oh man, Tennessee's defense is awful. And it's not that bad. It's not the strong point of their team by any means, but it's not that bad.
So one of the things to look at with their defense, though, they lead the nation in the number of freshmen played on the defensive side of the ball. That's incredible. They're playing that many young guys. Yes, early in the season, it was bad. But it's gotten better every week out. They've played the entire season without their top 2 corners. They've both been out. They played it without their best playmaker, Arian Carter, who's been hurt all year long with double turf toe. I mean, this defense is not as bad as what the numbers say they are. And we lost him.
He'll be back in a minute. It's all good. But yeah, I agree with. Yeah, he right there. Yeah, he right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It booted me out for some reason, but yeah, you were cooking.
Yeah, that defense is not as bad as what the numbers suggest it is.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. All right. So hopefully it did not anything else off a line. Let's get back to the main ranking stage here. Oh, and it did. So give me 2 seconds. Let me get this. Yeah, it booted me out, man. So it just give me 2 seconds to set this back up, you guys. In the meantime, while I'm setting that up, you guys go ahead and hit that like button and drop your top 5s and top 10s in the chat. And that way we know. Let's see here. Let me find it. There we go. Boom. All right, we should be. No, that's not it. Hold on. Let's see here.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's just really, really small. It's really, really small. So
work your magic producer fingers, right?
Yeah.
Like an eagle.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm just trying to get this back up and running, man. So what are you guys thinking about the list so far though? Like I know you guys can't see it.
The list, I'm gonna be real with you. Every team that's ranked at every spot is exactly why I have every team ranked on my personal list. Literally from 1 to 8 that we've ranked so far, every team that I have ranked that I ranked personally is personally ranked at the same spot as on the list right here. This is
I guarantee all 3 of us will have the same number 9 team too.
Yeah.
We may. We may.
Yeah.
Probably so. All right. I almost got it back up and running here, y'all. I appreciate y'all being patient with me. I don't know. I guess they decided that we had too much going on, and we had to limit that. So let me see if I can find this one, man. I think this is it. Let's see. Is that it? Are we back
That's
online?
it.
Man.
That's it.
All right.
That's it.
All right. It's not perfect, but hey, it works. Okay. So now that we had that back up and running, sorry you guys for that delay, but we were at the number 9 team. Benny Chris had just picked Tennessee, so that means that the next pick falls on me at number 9. And I'm gonna keep it simple. I got to go with Missouri right here.
Yeah, buddy.
Um, and with Missouri being there, let's talk about them for a second because I think this is about to get interesting. Uh, let's talk about Missouri. All right, so Missouri, 3-loss team, right? One of the better teams in the conference. This is not a team you don't want to play now. I will say this. I always ask about Missouri is have they beat a good team? Let me
No.
ask you guys that. Has Missouri beat a good team?
Missouri has
No,
been in a
they
lot
haven't.
of close games with a lot of good teams, which gives you
Bingo.
which basically tells you, okay, this is a good team, but can they finish? That's the question about Missouri. Like, because if you
Mm,
look at all their games except for this past weekend against Texas A&M, they have been in every single game they have played with a lot of good teams.
So
yeah.
let's have a real conversation about Missouri and their coach, Eli Drinkowitz. Did you know that
Mhm.
Eli Drinkowitz has not beaten a single team in the SEC that's had a winning record in the SEC?
Mm.
Whoa, interesting, interesting.
Wow. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
He beats the teams he's supposed to, hangs tough with the teams he's not supposed to win, but he can't get over that hump to beat
Yep,
the good teams.
yep. Interesting,
Yeah.
interesting.
That's an interesting one. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. All right. So let's see here. We're gonna get back to where we at. We got Alan Wanda that says, yo, I'm running for I don't know what. Oh, that's SEC's and security. So yeah,
Mm.
when I guess like it's when you type a capital E and a Z, it turns into a frog. I don't know why that is. I have no clue why that is, but
That's funny.
it just happens. But this is yeah, he's running for SEC's and security. He'll be the head of security getting the trolls out of here. Yeah, we actually gonna need that. Because what he's referring
That's
to,
that.
if you guys didn't know, we have a officer selection coming up next year, and let's see if I can pull this up. I don't know if I have it ready to. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. We have an officer election January 13th, 2026. If you want to be nominated, you have to send your name or username into info@itsecseason.com. Or if you'd like to nominate somebody from the chat, you just send their information there. And then we're gonna do it live. We're gonna vote for these positions live. So we need a president, we need a vice president, and like Alan Wilder is putting his hat in for security right now. So um please be on the lookout for that, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Uh,
Mhm.
so, all right, Nick,
Yeah.
we're at number 10.
Ah,
At
Oh,
number
this is
10.
going to get good.
yeah.
This
Yeah,
is going to
it's
get
number
good.
10. Um, you got a lot of questions because if you
I don't have no
well,
questions. I have
well,
none.
I, well, if we had a pretty, pretty. I wouldn't say heated, but it was a pretty exciting episode last episode, and it was surrounded around this last pick.
Sure was.
Um,
Last 2 weeks has been
and
around this last pit.
yeah. And it's always interesting. And we got a lot of different logics behind this last pick. So Nick, without further ado, man, I'm gonna let you have at it. You got the last pick. Tell us who comes in at number 10 and tell us the rest of the teams that are relegated to the sideline for another week. I know who I have. I don't know who you have. I don't. We may have the same person. I don't know. But let's see. Tell us about it, man.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this right now. This list is gonna look exactly how my list looks, my personal list. So everybody thought like me. But
Do it, Nick. Do it,
this
Nick.
was this was actually I'm gonna be real with you. This was actually once I actually sat down the 3 teams that I was actually thinking about putting at 10, and I looked at, you know, what has happened so far this season. It became easy. It became easy. People may
Do it,
disagree with
Nick.
this pick.
Do it, Nick. Do
They
it,
gonna
Nick.
disagree with it, but hey, I don't care. That's what we're here to do. Give me the Kentucky Wildcats at number 10, baby.
He did it.
Give me the Kentucky Wildcats at number 10. And let me explain my pick why Kentucky needs to be there. Since Kentucky has come off of their bye week, which was October 11th, they have allowed, in those 4 games, they have allowed less than 300 total yards average on the defensive side of the ball. The only team to score more than 20 points on them in that 4-game stretch was Tennessee. They took Texas to overtime, only allowed 16 points. They took Auburn and beat Auburn 10-3. And then this previous week, they only allowed Florida to score 7 points while putting up 38 points on Florida. This has been a different team since they have came out of the bye week. Kentucky. It needs to be. I'm giving Kentucky their credit. Kentucky is the number 10 team on this week's schedule. The offense with Cutter Boley has been balling. They have been doing just enough to win games. This team, a lot of people talk about Kentucky being a bad team. They talk about, hey, this is a bad team. I had this conversation the week when Kentucky played Auburn. I said there is no dynamic player in this receiving core. All of them are just even across the board, which tells you that teams don't have one guy they can key on. Kentucky has looked, I'm not gonna say they've looked great, but out of where we have been and for the number 10 spot, Kentucky deserves to be number 10 this week, and I'm going to give it to them. Shout out to Kentucky.
All right, so I tell you, you guys can. I don't know if you can see that. Some notes there. Boom, number 10, Kentucky. So yeah, I had Kentucky there too, man. When I looked at the rest of the teams, when I ranked the rest of the teams that were on this list, again, there's a case for Mississippi State. There's a case for Auburn. Them going down and beating the Florida team, which is still a talented team. But they went out and beat Florida 38 to 7. Right? I saw a defensive line against Auburn that would have gave a lot of people trouble. I saw that same defensive line against Texas, give them trouble, give them fits all game. Like you said, since that bye week, man, this defense is playing very, very well.
Yep.
I gotta give credit where credit is due, and I think that I don't have any issue with this pick at all. What about you, Vander Chris?
You heard me. I was cheering them on. So if you look at all the teams with 2 wins in the SEC, right?
Mm-hmm.
They beat Florida. They beat Auburn. I mean, head-to-head matters, right? I would contend if they played South Carolina again, they beat them. South Carolina is just a 1-win team, so they can't be in a conversation. But the way this Kentucky team has looked the last 4 weeks, absolutely deserving of number 10. I do have concerns. I think they're going to be overlooking an FCS team this week.
Possibly.
That's ranked number 5. That's ranked number 5 in the country. That puts up 54 points a game and only allows 15. That Tennessee Tech team is really, really good. And then they followed up with a trip to Nashville against Vanderbilt in that offense. Can they keep it going? Can they get to 6 wins? Because they have to win 2 out of their next 3.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's
And
the question.
that's not an easy task with that schedule.
And when you look at the other teams, you look at LSU that played against Florida. Florida gave LSU 5 turnovers in that game, and they only won that game 20-10. Should have won that game by a lot more. Kentucky handily beat Florida. Handily beat Florida, 38-7.
Yeah,
When you look at Mississippi State lost to Florida on the road. Now, granted, I'll keep saying it. Mississippi State threw a interception on the last drive to get into field goal range because they were just outside of field goal range. Blake Shapen threw an interception that would have put them in field goal range, helped them win the game, but it was a mistake. It didn't happen. It happened, and they ended up losing the game. Kentucky handily beat Florida. You know, you look at the common opponent between these and how they match up between those 3 teams that I was thinking about putting in that spot. Kentucky outperformed
yeah,
both of them in that common opponent there. So yeah, I mean, Kentucky deserved to be number 10 this week.
yeah, and
Yes.
and like I said, bro, this is a power ranking week to week. Of course, they may come out here next week and get blitzed, right? But that's not the point. Like the point is from what you've seen so far, and the rest of these teams. Okay, like there was we had a big debate about Florida, Mississippi State, and LSU. Um, and all those teams lost. Like every last one of those teams lost, and I believe that you need to win your way on this list. Like I don't think you should be able to lose your way off the sideline. And you know it may be recency bias, but Kentucky through the last 2 weeks they went out and beat an Auburn team, albeit they didn't need but 10 points. But this is one of the best defenses in the country, definitely in the conference, if not the country. And what they were able to do against Florida, listen, they have inferior talent to Florida. Like this is not an even matchup by any means. Now, Florida did have an injury report that's like, my God, who do they have healthy people? Um,
Right.
but man, they should have been able to like Kentucky's a team that you think of Florida should just be able to push around and get a win, and that wasn't the case.
Right.
Yeah. So if you guys are in the chat, man, let us know how we did on this list. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Where do you think some people should move? We always like to ask around this time, you guys, who on the sideline that we have here on the sideline do you think has the best case to make it into that top 10?
Mississippi State. I give Mississippi State that every week because Mississippi State is a legitimate team. I think this past weekend, Jeff Lebby got a little too. Jeff Lebby had a chance to keep that game close going into halftime, especially when it was 17-7. Instead of going for it on 4th and 6, should have took the points, kick the field goal, make it 17-10, give your defense something to go out and play for potentially. Because at that point in the game, the defense was playing okay. You know, they was playing solid enough to where if anything happens, they can make a play and something happens. But I think Jeff Lebby got out coached in that game. I think he got a little too greedy. But I'm always saying Mississippi State because I think that's a very solid team over there. Just had some miscues throughout the season that just kind of put them back to where they could potentially have 3 more wins. You know, on this schedule. But you know, I sit back and I say, you know, it is what it is. They didn't have those wins, but you ask me that question, ask that question in a week, I'm always say if Mississippi State's not on there, I'm always gonna say Mississippi State.
Yeah, for
So
sure. I'm just go ahead.
I have a team I think everybody should keep their eye on. Yes, I agree with Mississippi State, but I got another one. Watch out for those Auburn Tigers.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm being serious here. To see the bump that offense took by making the head coaching change, don't be surprised if Auburn becomes bowl eligible. You see what that means going forward. That offense was something different. They remembered that they had 3 of the top 10 wide receivers in the country on that roster. And DJ Durkin let his offensive coordinator run his offense. He didn't try to infiltrate and cause problems and say, no, you're going to do it my way or the highway. He wasn't afraid to make the change at quarterback. He let his offensive coordinator do their job. That offense looks different. Keep your eye on this team the next 2 weeks, the next 3 weeks, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, I actually, to be honest, I haven't spoken on it because I have not been. I don't think I've been on a pod in maybe 4 or 5 days. So, but man, bowl eligible. You see the path. You got at Mercer, which is I think is a good test because this is a 7-win Mercer team, or are they 8 wins now? I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're 8-2.
Yeah, but they've great offense. I think they're averaging up over 400 or 500 yards, something like that, if I can remember correctly. And then you got that Alabama game. Man, I'll tell you this: if a team, I did not see a team in that game that looked as if this was a new offense and we just fired our coach and we got to scramble and put something together. Like that was a team that looked comfortable doing what they did. They look comfortable as if they've been doing it the entire season, because they have. So man, I don't know. Do we get bowl eligible? I have no idea. Of course, that hinges on the Alabama game. We got strengths. They got strengths. Unfortunately, like I mean, they don't run the ball anyway. So like, we're really stout against the run, but they don't run the ball anyway. So that will not matter. We're gonna have to get to the passer in that game if we want to have any chance. We gonna have to disrupt Ty. And that offense is Cam Coleman is gonna have to be Cam Coleman, the Cam Coleman we just saw in that game. So I think we got good as chances as any, but it is what it is at this point. Let's see.
I just think that's a team that you should look out for going forward because what I saw on Saturday is not what we've seen all year.
Yeah, I give you that. What about LSU? Another team. Yeah, no. I mean, I think they have a solid case with the Florida win to be on this list and beating going at Clemson, which at Clemson's not that good right now, but it's just that recent history. They've lost 3 straight games. They come out of the bye week and lost a game. So like, I don't see a world where you could put them on this list.
The offense still looked the same like it has looked all season. The defense still they look like the same team. I understand what you saying. I understand the argument for Auburn because the problem with Auburn all season was could this offense score 21 points? It was the problem with Auburn's offense. You come out in this game and you put up 38 points. You match a season high what you put up against Baylor the first game of the season. You put up over 500 yards of total offense in that game. But your defense had a collapse, but you've seen what this defense has done all season long. And you're sitting here saying, all right, if you can just get back to what your defense was doing all season long, this team has a chance. There's nothing about LSU that sits here and tells you, oh yeah, this team has a chance because they look the exact same coming out of the bye week. That they have looked all season. Auburn looked better. And you can ask and people can argue that the better part if they want to, but Auburn looked better overall as a team with less than 6 days to get ready for a game after the coach was fired. So you would probably give the nod to Auburn as saying, yeah, I understand why Vandy Chris would say that. Completely understand that, but I'm not jinxing it. It's still Auburn. We'll see what happens.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everything Nick said. Yeah, it's the last phrase said it all. It's still Auburn. So like I said, we don't necessarily know. But all right, so we got to that part. We got the teams that are that we think could possibly be on there next week. So we got some questions here, legit questions out of the SEC, why in the world is Notre Dame ranked? So we've been wondering that since they ranked them. I
So
think
let
Touchdown
me take
Jesus
a
had
stab
something
at
to do
that.
with it.
Now
Go
let
for
me
it.
take a stab at that. Let's not forget what Notre Dame is, right? They won 3 straight playoff games last year and went to the national championship. They have a better quarterback this year than they had last year.
Yep.
Their 2 losses are not bad losses.
Yep.
1 point to the number 3 team in the nation, Texas A&M, at home on a botched extra point. That's not a bad loss.
Mm.
5 points on the road at Miami in your first game of the season with a first-time quarterback. That's not a bad loss. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with Notre Dame being up there because they've earned it, to be honest.
Mm. I don't know, man. A lot of people would disagree with that one. A lot of people would disagree. It's not that they're high. It's who they have them ranked higher than. I think is the pushback you're gonna get. Not necessarily that they're ranked high. Like I think if you swap them and BYU on that list, then most people would probably be okay with that. I think what BYU comes in at number 10. I think that's the issue that most people have with that part of it. Hey, I tell you like this though. I did want to say this. We've had a ton of discussions since people have been getting fired about which of these jobs have been the best. That Auburn job looking better by the day. Like you can say what you want. Listen, that roster with those kids, with the facilities, with everything that Auburn brings, man, I'm telling you, that Auburn job is looking better by the day when it comes to SEC openings. And it just is what it is. LSU's a complete. They don't know what's going on. Right, and the people that diss the Auburn job, the first thing they're gonna say is, "Well, can the boosters stay out of the way?" Well, can the governor stay out of the way? Right? Man, and I'm just saying, like Florida is still kind of on the fence with what they got going on. They still don't have alignment in their athletic department. Nobody wants to go to Arkansas right now. That Auburn job is looking great.
So on Arkansas, I'm being told that they've already got their coach, that it's going to be announced the week of the Missouri game. And if you go by the metrics of what they want in the coach, you're not going to announce a new head coach that's still actively coaching another team, right? So you can count out Silverfield, you can count out Summerall and all those guys because they're still actively coaching. I'm hearing that James Franklin is a done deal at Arkansas to be announced the week of Missouri. That's not a bad job if Tyson is willing to throw the money at the program to get the players in there that they need to be competitive. So beyond that, I'm putting Auburn next, followed by Florida. LSU's at the bottom of the list. And with this lawsuit that dropped yesterday, I can't wait to see the discovery in that because it's being said that Scott Woodard did not have the authority to. The LSU response was that Scott Woodward did not have the authority to fire Brian Kelly, and that the board that had the authority didn't tell him he was fired.
Oh wow!
And now they're trying to get him fired with cause for not showing up to do his job that he was told he was fired from doing. That's a mess.
Yeah.
Who wants that?
It's a lot going on down there, man. I don't know if I wouldn't walk it. Well, I don't know if they pay me enough. I'd walk into it. The thing about it is they're still giving away generational money to take that job. So you can take that job, be out of there tomorrow, and your family be set for the rest of your life. So it's, I mean, it's always going to be that. But man, yeah, we are. at the end of this, like I said, man, let us know what you think about the list. We're going to be posting this on the social medias, and all of that. Before we get up out of here, I do want to check in with our question of the day. If you guys missed it, if you're late to it, please go ahead and chime in. This is one that's very simple, and it is. Question of the day was, have you ever traveled anywhere via map? Not a GPS, not Siri, not Google Maps, not anything like that. Have you actually traveled via map? All right. If you have traveled via map, hashtag yes in the chat. And if you have never traveled anywhere via map, hashtag no in the chat. You don't have to put your age beside your hashtag, but I think we can kind of pretty much judge by what your answer is. Except for if you like Nick, and Nick's you said you were Eagle Scout, Nick?
Yeah, man, I'm Eagle Scout.
Eagle Scout. Yeah, so yeah, if you're an Eagle Scout, then obviously you'll probably be a young person that has traveled via map. But yeah, with rivalry week coming up, people traveling for games, I want to know how you gonna get there. What happens if that GPS does not go through, and you have to actually stop at a gas station and grab a map? If you are trying to comment and you are trying to let your voice be heard in this question of the day, but you cannot, it's because you are not a member of the Keyboard Collective. It's a really, really easy to join. All you got to do is hit the subscribe. All right, so yeah, make sure you're a member of the collective. Go ahead and subscribe now to the channel so that you can join and have your voice heard. Guys, fall hearts and minds are clear. I think it's time for the outro. All right, fellas, this was a great one. Appreciate y'all so much for joining us. If you're in the chat, appreciate you too. Great episode as always. And remember, you can still answer the question of the day, right? You can still do that at any time during the broadcast. So make sure you are answering that. Nick, Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. Tell them people where to find you and what you got going on.
Yeah, Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. We here Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, man. We around the water cooler, man. We talking college football, SEC football, Auburn football, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us. Shout out to Marcus, shout out to Tez for holding down the locker room this past weekend, man. Enjoy listening to y'all while I was at my grandma's 90th birthday party, man. So shout out to y'all for that. But yeah, man, we appreciate y'all so much, man. Go over there, subscribe to Water Cooler Talk, man. We are on our way to 900 subs, so please help us out, man. We're trying to get over that 900 sub mark and eventually over that 1,000 subscriber mark. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the content, watch the content. We appreciate you, man. Shout out to Vandy Chris. Shout out to Tez for allowing us to come over here and rock with y'all every Tuesday as we rank the SEC, man. Appreciate you.
Man, appreciate you. Vandy Chris, tell the people how to find you, my guy.
All right, you can find me on the Golden Broom podcast. We actually air on Tuesday nights at 8:30. As soon as I'm done here, I'm jumping right back on another live. If you want to watch SEC sports talk, we do cover some nationally. Jump on over there here in a few minutes and give us a watch. The Golden Broom podcast. We are on all the socials: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We're on all that. If you don't like what we're talking about, take a look at our channel. We've got plenty to offer. I do a high school podcast on Sunday night called Spot the Ball. Covers high school football in Tennessee. I'm involved in a lot of stuff. So if you like what I bring to the stage, jump on over and give the Golden Broom podcast a follow. Follow me on Twitter at VandyBackers.
Yeah, man. So make sure you tapping in with their channels, man. Nick Fraser over at Water Cooler Talk Sports, Vandy Chris at the Golden Broom Podcast. Also, man, the rest of the people that we chat with and podcast with, man. You got DC at Auburn Addicts. You got Sharp over at Sharpshooter Sports Talk. You got my guy Coach Sean, J Metro Sports Talk. Coach Carl over at On the Block at Sports Talk. Man, if I'm forgetting somebody, Tight at Tight Sports Alabama Megacast. Man, it's too many for me to remember, man. So if you see me on any of these channels with any of these guys, make sure you tap in and give them a subscribe too, man. Give them a look and subscribe and check out their content, man, because it's a lot of work, man, doing this. And I just, I know that these guys would be grateful, man, if you go in and tap in with their content, man. So,
sure,
man, guys, if that is it for us today, we're gonna see you next time, and be on the lookout. Like I said, that new series, Tez Talks. If you missed it, if you just now tuning in, if you missed it, you want to rewind back to halftime of this video after pick 5. There's a trailer of a new series that I got coming out to the channel called Tez Talks. It's just me giving my opinions about some sports things in a creative way. So please check that out. And if everything is all kosher and we're out of here, man, let me roll the credits and we're gonna leave. But holla.